Mabuhay! Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Muli ako si Jason T. Asuncion. At bago ang lahat, bumabati muna tayo sa mga kaibigan nating nakikinig at nanonood sa lahat ng panig ng mundo. Sa mga kaibigan natin sa Middle East, sa India, sa Amerika na nakikinig. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay. Ganoon rin sa mga estudyante na walang sawang nagko-comment at nagsesend ng mga messages. Maraming salamat po. Patuloy lang po inyo ang inyong pagsubaybay para mas marami pa po tayong magawang video, no? Siyempre, kung malalaman natin na mas marami po ang sumusubaybay, mas gaganahan po tayong gumawa ng mga video. Actually, napakaraming question na po ang na sinesend sa akin ng mga request about videos. So, this week may bago na naman tayong video. Again, this is about Visual Basic 6. Pero bago ang lahat, sa mga first timer po na nanood ng channel na to o nanood ng mga video ko, no? Kung first time po ninyo at gusto nyo akong sendan ng personal messages, pwede nyo akong email sa aking email address judsummer99@yahoo.com. Kung meron kayong mga personal request or meron kayong business proposal na pwedeng about programming or website, or meron kayong isang activity or seminar na need nyo ng speaker, pwede nyo po akong imbitahan. Send lang kayo sa aking email address judsummer99@yahoo.com. Ganoon rin po, pwede nyo akong i-add sa aking Twitter account teacher_Jason, or pwede rin sa aking Facebook account judsummer99@yahoo.com. Send lang po kayo ng mga messages. Susubukan natin sagutin, no? At ganoon din sa mga medyo bago pa lang, panoorin nyo muna po yung buong playlist ng Visual Basic 6 kung ang question nyo ay sa Visual Basic 6. Baka kasi nagawa na yung video, no? So, mas madali para sa inyo kaysa magtanong kayo. Minsan kasi, hindi rin ako laging online at saka hindi ko lahat nasasagot din dahil minsan nasa trabaho rin. Hindi naman minsan, actually, laging nasa trabaho. So, pag may pagkakataon at panahon, sasagutin natin. Pero hindi po assurance na pag-send kayo ng message, isasagutin ko. Okay? At di assurance na pag nag-send kayo ng message, ay alam ko yung sagot. Pag alam natin, sagutin natin. Okay? So, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga nagme-message sa akin sa Facebook account. At ganun din, huwag niyo kakalimutan po na mag-like or at least mag-comment man lang sa ating YouTube channel, no, judsummer99. Wag niyo tuwa kayo, pwede niyo pong share, pa-share naman po sa iba para naman mapakinabangan rin ng ibang tao, no. Yung iba kasi nakakatuwa ayaw daw i-share, baka daw malaman ng kaklase niya kung saan niya kinukuha yung mga codes. Sana wag naman ganun, no. Share natin sa iba para matuto rin sila. Okay? Okay, let's start. Ang topic natin for this week is isang matagal ng tanong, no? Paano mag-filter ng duplicate data sa database? Halimbawa daw may na-save ng isang data sa database, tapos magse-save siya ulit ng same data. Okay, parehong-pareho. Ang gusto daw nila hindi masesave, mafi-filter siya, hindi siya masesave, at magsasabi ang computer or ang program na ginagawa niya na duplicate data. Okay? So, hindi siya masasave, magbibigay pa ng error message, no? Para maiwasan yung duplicate data sa database. Bakit ginagawa to? Ginagawa to, halimbawa, kung gumagawa ka ng student database, no? Siyempre, ayaw mo pa ulit na i-save yung pangalan ng bata kung meron na. Okay, kung meron na, i-edit mo na lang o dadagdagan mo na lang. Okay? So, para hindi ma-duplicate, kailangan mo ng filtering para ma-filter yung data na masasave, at kung may kapareho na, sasabihin, okay, hindi mo na pwedeng i-save to may kapareho na. Kung gusto mo, i-edit mo na lang. Okay? So, yun yung gagawin natin ngayon. At ang kagandahan nito, ang ituturo ko yung dalawang klase. Okay? This example, magpo-focus muna tayo sa MS Access Database. Okay? May dalawa kasi paraan para ma-filter yung data sa database. Yung isa, yung direktang pag-filter sa loob ng MS Access Database. At yung ikalawa, yung pag-filter dun pa lang sa codes mo sa Visual Basic. Okay? So, i-discuss natin yung dalawang paraan na yan. Okay? bago ang lahat, kailangan muna syempre magbukas tayo ng Visual Basic natin. Meron na ako ditong isang lumang form. Actually, ito yung form na ginamit ko nung gumagawa tayo ng video about sa chart, no? So, nakalagay pa dun sa taas niya ay chart. So, papalitan ko lang. So, okay. Yan. So, bukas lang kayo kung sisimula kayo, bukas kayo ng bagong form at gusto nyo pag-aralan tong code, bukas kayo ng bagong form. Okay, bagong Visual Basic. Okay, mapapansin nyo, may bagong form ako. Sa mga laging nagtatanong kung paano po mag-connect ng database, MS Access, Visual Basic, paano i-connect. Ito po, di-discuss ko na naman ulit kung paano i-connect, no? May iba't ibang paraan. Itong paraan ko ay medyo naiiba siguro sa nakikita nyo, pero halos pareho pa rin po. ADO DB yung connection na ginagamit natin. Ang kaibahan lang is gumagamit ako ng module at saka class module para hiwala-hiwala yung code, no? Para hindi sama-sama sa isang form lang. Okay? So, kung meron na kayong form, next that you need to have is a class module. Okay? So, how to have a class module? You can click on this part, then select class module. Okay? Or right-click on this part and then add, then class module. Okay? We also need to have module, this part. Okay? Sa loob ng module, inside the module, we have some codes here. These are the same codes that I've been using for almost all of my tutorial about database programming. Okay? So, again, yung con, the word con, rx, rxd, and h are just variable. So, kahit anong gamitin nyo na variable, pwede nyo palitan yung parting yan. Okay? Con is set as for for the database connection. Okay? And rx and rxd are used for record set connection. Okay? H is for string. This is not, actually, kahit wala tong H, no? Kahit tanggalin nyo yung H, even you're going to, if you want to remove this part, this public H as string, yes, you can remove this part. This is not, it's not used in all of my programs, but sometimes you need to have a variable that was declared publicly so that all of the forms can access this variable, no? So you can delete this part, the program will still run, or if you want, you can use this code as it is, okay? But again, the explanation is, con is for the database connection, rx for the query to access the table inside the database, okay? Again, those are inside the module, this module, module that we have on Visual Basic. Then, next is class module. In module, these are just declaration of variables. In class module, this is the exact connection of your Visual Basic to your database. Okay? Again, on the module part, dineclare natin yung con as new ADO DB connection. This is for the data connection, the variable con. And inside the variable con is the connection string to connect your Visual Basic to the database that you're using. In this instance, we're going to use a MS Access database. Okay? The name of the MS Access database that we're using right now is inventory.mdb. So if you have a different database, just type in the same name of the database here. And be sure the extension that you're using is MDB. This is for the Microsoft database. Okay? And, okay, the driver or the database driver that we're using here is Microsoft Jet OLDB 4.0 version. Okay? And again, this is the string to connect your Visual Basic to MS Access. Okay? And that connection is inside your class module. Okay, this class module here, and actually it's inside the variable con. So once na tinawag ko yung variable con, ibig sabihin sinusubukan ko kumonect dun sa buong database. Okay? So, nasaan yung variable ko? Nandun sa class module. So, pag tinawag yung class module, automatic, tatawagin yung laman ng variable con. Okay, and inside the variable con is the connection, your connection to MS Access database. Okay? Again, so modules are just for variable declaration. Okay? And class module is for connecting your Visual Basic to MS Access database. Okay? Okay, we start. Okay, we're going to start here. Form 1. So, kailangan lang natin is text boxes. Okay, kailangan natin ng dalawang text box, 2 labels, okay, and 1 command button. Okay, and on this label, on the first label, on label 1, we're going to change the caption to item name. On label 2, we're going to change the label to QTY or quantity. Okay. Then we're going to change the font for all of this object. So select all, then go to font properties. Change it to Tahoma, then make it a little bigger. Okay, there you go. So okay na, meron na tayo, no? Oops. Sorry for that. This instance may mga code siya. Sabi ko, this is the same code that I've used in my MS chart connection, no? So I'm going to delete it so that we can start from the beginning. So as you can see, there's no code inside here, inside the form. So on command 1, papalitan na natin yung caption niya ng save. So what we're trying to do here is we're going to save the item name, which will be written on text 1, and the quantity which will be written on text 2. We're going to save those data that will be written on those text boxes inside a database. The name of the database is inventory. Okay? So nakagawa na ako ng database dito, no? I already have the database. Okay, again, be sure that your database should be saved inside the same folder where all of your forms, module, and class module, and the same time, the project. Okay, be sure that all of these parts of your program are saved on a single folder. The database and all of the forms, module, class module, and project. Okay, so inside this folder where all of my forms, class module, and module are being saved is my database. The name of the database is inventory. I just want to show you what's inside the inventory database. Inside our database, which is named inventory, is a table. Meron tayong table dito. The name of the table is grocery. Okay, I just want to show you the table view. Okay, table view of our grocery table here. As you can see, may laman na siya, no? There are datas that being saved on the table. There are already datas being saved on the table. Okay, there are at least 5 data. On item name, as you can see on the item name, there's no duplicate data here. Long sleeve, jeans, t-shirt, shorts, and polo shirt. On quantity, yeah, still there's no duplicate data here. Okay, I just want to show you that. And okay, so that's your database. The database, again, the name of the database is inventory. The name of your table is grocery. And inside the grocery table, there are 3 field name, which is ID, item name, and QTY or quantity. Okay, so again, what we're going to do is we're going to save what's going to be written on text 1 and text 2 inside the grocery table on the item name and QTY field. But what we want to make sure is walang mauulit or there's no data that going to be duplicated inside the item name field. So wala daw dapat magiging kapareha. Kung meron ng jeans dito at nag-save ulit ako ng jeans, dapat hindi na masasave yun. Or at least yung program magsasend siya ng message. It will send a message that duplicate data is being found. Okay, or data error, something like that. So, hindi masasave yung genes. Kung magsasave ako ulit ng genes na item name, hindi dapat siya masasave kasi meron na nakasave na genes. Okay? So, yun ang gagawin natin, no? We're going to filter duplicate data entry, okay, to our database. So, let's start. Again, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, there are two ways on how to do that. First is to filter it directly to your MS Access database. And second is to filter it on the code inside your Visual Basic 6. So the first step or first thing that we're going to do is we're going to show you on how to filter the data directly to your database. Okay? So if you already have this table, I'm going to show you the design view of this table. As you can see, 3 field names, ID, item name, quantity, okay? And the data type of ID is auto number. The data type for item name is text. And the data type for quantity is number. Okay? So, ang gusto natin, ang walang duplicate ay yung sa item name. Okay? Pinakasimple, kung gusto mong gawin yung pag-filter ng data, okay, kung ayaw mo ng duplication sa isang field at gusto mong gawin yun sa database side, okay, pwede mong piliin yung field na gusto mong wala siyang duplicate at ang gawin mo siyang primary key. Okay, so first select that field name and then just click on this icon here that looks like a key, which is a primary key. Once na-click mo yun, you will have the icon of primary key here. Okay? Primary key, once you have the primary key, the meaning of primary key is it should be unique. Okay, it's a unique data. So, if we're going to look at that, dapat sa field na yun, wala magiging duplicate entry. Okay, walang kapareho. There's no the same data that will be saved on that field name. If you already have jeans on that or t-shirts on that, you can save it again because you're using the field name as a primary key. Okay, so yan yun. But tingnan natin ano magiging epekto nito dun sa program natin. Ganun lang ba siya kadali? Gagawin ko lang yan. Okay na, wala na akong problema about filtering ng duplicate data. Actually, meron, no? So, gusto kong makita nyo, ano maging itsura ng program in runtime. So, again, ang ginawa ko lang, kumuha tayo ng table, may field name tayo. Doon sa item name, doon ako naglagay ng primary key. So, I'm going to close this table. I will click yes. Okay. And close the database. Okay. So, we're going to add some codes in here. So, once we press the save button, pag press natin yung save button, magse-save siya ng data, yung text 1 sa item name, yung text 2 sa quantity. Okay? Pero again, pag may kapareho siya, o duplicate siya, dapat mag-error siya, o sasabihin ng computer na error code at hindi masasave. So, let's try to put some code on this command button. But first, I'm going to put a code on form load. And the code is to connect or to call what's inside class 1. Remember, meron tayong class module and module. So, inside class module is our connection to our database. Before we can save something inside the grocery table, we need to call the database first. And the connection string to connect your database or your MS Access database to your Visual Basic is inside your class module. Okay, and written inside the variable con. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to call the class module, and the name of the class module is class 1. Okay, but before that, like what I've said, we're using Ado here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load the Ado component okay, para ma-call natin yung mga codes inside sa Addo components. So again, be sure that you already added the Addo component to your toolbar. So if you're not familiar on how to do that, all you need to do is right click on this toolbar here, then select component, then just go down and look for it. There you go, Microsoft Addo Data Control 6.0. Put a check mark on the box, click on apply, click on close. Okay, for best results, you can add at least an instance of that Addo. As you can see here, this is the new component that we just added. So put an instance of that object or that component that we just added to your form, no, for best results. Pwede mo namang, you can check the property of that Addo and you can say that visible false, okay, in runtime. Okay, let's start. So we already have the code to call the connection or to connect your Visual Basic 6 to MS Access. So that's inside the new class 1. So what I did is I put a code so that once you loaded the form 1 or this form, it will automatically call the codes or the connection string to connect your Visual Basic to MS Access. Okay, so this is what these codes are being written for. Okay, and okay, let's go here on command 1 because we only have one command button here and the name of the command button is command 1. So I'm going to double click here. Okay, this is command 1. This is the save button. First, I'll set Rx. Rx is the variable that we're going to use to call the table inside the database. We need to call the table first so that we can access the field name, and once we have the field name, we can already save the data inside those field name. Okay, so let me try to Addo a record set. Where's that record set? Okay, then next is we're going to type in the query. Okay, the SQL query. So rx.open. So rx is a variable that we're going to use again to call the table. So if we already called the table, we're going to use a query or the SQL query para specific to call a specific task for us to do. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to save data from Visual Basic to MS Access. So we're going to use select all. Asterisk is a programming code for the word all. So select all from, we're going to select all, or we're going to open the table grocery. The name of our table is grocery. Okay, so that's it. We already called the table. So if we already connected to the database and called the table, we can now access the field name inside the table. Okay, una, kumonek muna tayo sa database. Inside sa database, may table. Ang pangalan ng table ay grocery. From here, natawag natin yung grocery table. Okay? Nasaan na yung grocery table? Nasa loob ng database. Kaya gumamit tayo ng con doon. Okay? So, pag natawag na natin yung table, pwede natin tawagin yung mga fields. Kasi sa fields tayo magsasave. Again, gagamit lang ako ng with. Okay? Then, dahil magsasave tayo with rx, then add new. Magsasave tayo ng bagong data, di ba? Then, anong fields yung pagsasavean natin? Di ba may mga field name tayo kanina? Yung isang field name is item name. Again, just to show you what we have. See that? Item name and quantity. Okay? Bakit hindi tayo maglalagay para sa ID? Yung ID kasi, the ID field here has the data type auto number. So, you don't need to save or to put in any data because MS Access will automatically generate a number or an automatic number for that field. No? So, hindi na natin kailangan pang mag-save ng data dyan. Okay? Natanong nyo bakit ko ginagamit? May mga pagkakataon na kailangan nyo yan. Okay? Walang matinding paliwanag as of the moment sa example natin ito. Pero sooner or later, pag nagpo-program na kayo, kailangan nyo ng isang fields na tulad ng auto number. Okay? Para actually, para nga walang maging duplicate yung data. No? Pero for this example lang, we use item name as the primary key. So I'm going to close this table. I just showed you what's inside that table. So the field name is item name. So data that will be written on text 1 will be saved on the field name item name. Okay. You can type it as the whole property of this object text1.text, or to simplify the code, just text1. Okay. And another field is for quantity. The name of the field is quantity or QTY. Then text2. Then don't forget to put in update. Then end with. Then let's set Rx. Nothing. Okay, just to refresh the variable Rx. So if ever we're going to use it again, we can refer to the variable Rx as a new variable. Okay? So parang tatanggalin yung laman. Okay? So actually yan na yan. Ganyan lang kasimple yung pag-a-add ng data sa database. Sa mga nagtatanong, paano po mag-add ng data sa database? Ito po yung simpleng code. Kasi yung gagawin natin dito. We're going to save these text boxes, or what is being written on these text boxes, okay, to the database that we have by pressing this save button. Okay? Let's try that. So as you can see, these are the items or the data that being saved on that table. So, okay. Let's try to run the program here. Paranan natin program, no? Masyadong malaki lang. Tignan ko. Ayan. Okay. Run. Okay, as you can see, walang data. There's no data on this table that has the item name text1. Okay, and quantity. Okay, quantity should be number. Okay, so we're going to put in a number on text2 there. Okay, so but we're going to focus on item name. Let's focus on item name. So as you can see on item name, there's no data that being saved on item name that has the value text1. Okay, so I'm going to close this one. Okay, actually let's add something here just to make sure that we did something right, or we save a data. So data has been saved. Okay, just a reminder to us that we already saved the data. We just added a message box after adding data to the database. Okay, again, there's something wrong with the code. There you go. So again, so I'm going to click save here, but I'm going to put quantity 3. Okay, save. It has been saved. Okay, let's try to open the database and check. Oops, why there's no data on that? Actually, there's a data on the database. See that? Text1. Okay, text1. Let's close this table and let's try it again. I'm going to type something on the item name. Let's try how about let's try sweater, or about this hood. Okay, pants, hood. Let's try hood. Okay, we're going to save the item name hood, and let's put quantity 7. Okay, so there's no data. Let's try to open the database again. So walang hood dito, no? You don't have any data here that has the item name hood, as you can see here. So we're going to add hood. I'm just trying to do this so that just to show you that the code is running. Okay, So I'm going to click on save. There you go, data has been saved. Click on OK. Let's try to open the database. Yun, there's Hood. Okay, so the data is running good. Okay, we already saved two items, which is text1 and Hood. But the topic is, our topic for today is how to filter the data if there's a duplicate data that's going to be saved. So let's try that. For example, again, I'm going to save Hood, and I'm going to change the quantity to 9. Okay, after pressing save before, after I press the save button, pag pinindot ko yung save button, sasabihin, data has been saved. Ngayon, may kapareho ng Hood, di ba? Nakasave na yung Hood sa database, nakita nyo naman. Ngayon, isa-save ko ulit. Okay, isa-save ko ulit. Ngayon, ano kayo mangyayari? Di ba? Data filter pag-uusapan natin. Remember, yung item name kanina, naka-primary key. So, dapat walang duplicate. So, gawin natin. Click on save. See, may runtime error. There's a runtime error here. If you're going to read the runtime error, let me read it for you. The changes you requested to the table were not successful because they would create duplicate values in the index, primary key, or relationship. Change the data in the field or fields that contain duplicate data, remove the index, or redefine the index to permit duplicate entries and try again. As you can see, actually, Microsoft Access already halted the operation that we're trying to do, which is we're trying to save this data here, which is Hood and quantity 9 to the database. But the problem is, on the item name field, okay, we put that the primary key on that field. So kung primary key siya, primary key cannot have a duplicate entry or duplicate data on the same field, as you can see, as being defined by Visual Basics here. So once we click on the end button here and look on the grocery table, as you can see, there's only one item which has the item name Hood. So hindi na save, no? Ang problema kasi dito, actually ano yung problema, no? Ang issue kasi pagdating sa primary key, which is alam nyo na rin, there can only one primary key or one field on your database that can be a primary key. That's the problem. What I'm saying is, kung gusto mo na yung about 2 or 3 fields on your database can't have duplicate data, you cannot use this style, okay, or by putting in primary key on a single field name, because like what I've said, you can only use primary key once in a table. Okay, you can use index, okay, but again, that is how you're going to filter the data from the database side. Okay, so we're going to check that. What we're going to do is we're going to add something on your data, on your Visual Basic Code. This is I already had a video about this one, already created a video about this one, which is data or error handling capability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new code at the top of the code that we just had earlier. So that code is on error, not resume, sorry. On error go to, okay, that's the code. And then we're going to create a variable here. For example, the name of our variable is error handle. Okay, this is variable again, kahit anong word ang gamitin nyo, any word can be used in this one as long as the word is not a reserved word. Okay, so what I just used the word error handle. Okay, so on error, go to error handle. After the message box, data has been saved, we're going to add another code, which is exit sub. Okay, this is just to make sure, because Visual Basic will read this code from top to bottom. Okay, if we're not going to add an exit sub here, and you're going to add another code after this one, Visual Basic will continuously read the code at the bottom of this code. For example, you don't have this one, and nag-add ka ng bagong code here, nag-add ka ng bagong code, even though natapos ka na mag-save at nag-add ka ng bagong code niya, dahil nga from top to bottom siya, babasahin pa rin niya. Pero, ang kailangan mo na naman kasi is, eto, makapag-save ka, from that, tapos na, di ba? Yun naman ang idea mo. Ngayon, kung sakaling may doble, or there's a duplicate data, dapat, ma-handle, hindi yung error code kanina. Kasi yung error code kanina is, nagdi-debug siya. I mean, hindi lahat ng user marunong mag-debug, at kung yung program mo ay installer na, hindi magandang nagdi-debug siya ng ganun, okay? So that magawa mo ng paraan yun. This is what you call error handling capability. So after the exit sub, I'm going to call the variable that we just had, we just typed at the top, which is error handle. From that, so inside that variable that we just created, we're going to put in a message box that is readable or can be understood by your by your user, no? So that maintindihan kasi ng user mo. Yung kanina, medyo kaintindi-intindi. Yung nga lang, pag ang option mo dun is exit or debug. So paano kung gusto kong i-continue yung program? So kailangan pag nag-debug, magko-close yung program kung ano na yan, installer na yan, no? So hindi naman magde-debug yung user mo at hindi naman siya ganun kagaling sa programming. So ito yung gagawin mo. So, maglalagay ka na ng message, sabihin mo, duplicate data was found. So, we just created or we just put in a message box saying, duplicate data was found. Then, we can end that message box there. Oops. Okay. Then, after that, just to make sure, because, for example, the error is here. Okay. Automatically, because you put in, if you're going to have any error, even the error is here, for example here on this part, okay, automatically the code will go here because of the go to command at the top. So for example, you already use rx, okay, and after that there's an error at the middle. So the variable rx will have the value or the data, which is the SQL statement that you just had here. So what we're going to do is, I just want to make sure that even though there's an error, the variable rx that we had typed in at the top will be refreshed and will have a value that is nothing. That is, for example, that is for to make sure, okay, that if we're going to use the same variable again, which is rx, we're going to have a fresh copy of it, of the fresh copy of that variable rx. Okay, that's why I put that set rx that part, even though we already had it here. Okay, like what I said, if you had an error here, because of the error handling capability or the error code of this on error go to code here, if you had an error here, your program will not read it from top to bottom. It will automatically jump on this part. So, hindi na mababasa to. Okay? So, hindi mo na ma-refresh yung variable na rx mo. So, ang ginawa ko lang, pinag-refresh lang natin. Okay? So, kung gusto nyo, para mas masaya, you can also put in text 1 dot. Oh, actually, text 1 is equal to, this is to refresh the value or the value that being written on text 1 and text 2. Okay? That's it. Let's try to run the program. Okay. Let me delete this one, then put in the word hood. Okay. Okay, let's put in the value 9. That's the same that we had earlier. Remember earlier when after pressing the save button, there's an error, okay? But that error will go to debug. Okay, it will automatically debug your program, and we don't want to have that. We want to make sure that our program is user-friendly, and the message that will be shown on the screen is naiintindihan. Naiintindihan ng regular user, hindi lang ng programmer tulad natin. So let's try to press the save button here. there you go. Duplicate data was found. So, the data was not saved. Di na save yung data. I'm sure about that. Kasi nga may error na, no? But, ang kagandahan, nag-send siya ng message na naiintindihan ng user at hindi siya nag-debug. Really? Yes. After you click on the OK button, your form is ready to get a new data again without closing the whole form. Parang ni-refresh mo yung form without closing the whole form. Okay? That is the first way on how to handle or how to filter duplicate data to your database. Okay? Next is this. Okay. Let's say you want to have two field on your database that na hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng duplicate data. Two fields on the database that can't have the same data on the same field at the same time. So how about that? Hindi ka naman pwedeng, you cannot just create two primary key on the same table. Diba? Hindi pwede yun. Okay? So ang gagawin mo is, ang gagawin ko dito is tatanggalin ko na lang. Okay? Paliwanag ko lang yun, yung pwedeng dalawa or tatlo, di ba? Pero halimbawa, gusto ko ipakita yung ikalawang way. Yung ikalawang way is paano mo naman haharangin dun pa lang sa Visual Basic Codes yung duplicate data. Okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take off the primary key on item name. So on this table, there's no primary key. So once you press the add or the save button, all data will be saved without filtering for duplicate data because we already take off the primary key on the item name field or the field name item name. So we're going to close this table and I'm going to show you the other way on filtering your data. Okay, this is on the Visual Basic side, no, or the code side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the fresh code here. I just deleted what is being written in command 1. So I'm sorry if I'm too fast in explaining things, but this is YouTube, so you can always replay the video. Okay, so let's go back here. So again, we're going to filter the data on the Visual Basic side on the code side. Okay, so I'm going to double click the save button, and again, same thing. Going to use the same code that I just used earlier, but you're going to see some difference on the code. Okay, let's start with this SQL statement that we're going to write. Okay, select all. We're trying to select or to open the table grocery, and the difference is this. Okay, yung kaibahan, binubuksan ko yung table na grocery pero meron akong specific na gustong makita. Halimbawa ganito. Sabi ko nga, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito yung item name, no? Sa item name, ayaw ko may duplicate. So, ang gagawin ko ganito lang. Hindi ako gumamit ng primary key, no? So, select all from grocery where, select all from grocery where name of the field, the name of the field is item name. Item name is equal to text1 okay, is equal to text1 then con33. Okay, paliwanag ko to, no? This statement is just saying that it's trying to open the table but it's looking for a specific data on that table. So the name of the table is grocery and it's looking for a specific data. Okay? Item name. Okay. It's looking for a specific data on the item name field and that data is written on text 1. So what will be written on text 1 will be checked inside what is being saved on the grocery table. So mangyayari dito ganito. Sa loob ng grocery table, titignan yung item name na field name at titignan kung, sorry, there's an equal sign there. Titignan kung yung loob ng item name field is may nakasave, nakapareho nung nakatype sa text 1. Okay? From here, mapi-filter natin. Kung may kapareho, pwede natin sabihin na huwag ka masave kasi may kapareho ka na. Diba? So, ito yung isang paraan kung paano i-filter. Yung kanina, primary key dito, directly from the code. So, let's try this. Okay? I'm going to use if statement. Okay? Because, again, that code is just asking if there's a data that was saved on item name that has the same value of the data that was written on the text 1 object that we had. Okay? So what I'm going to do here is this. If rx.eof, again, we're just saying that this eof is end of file. What's the meaning of end of file? Pag sinabing end of file, the computer already read all of the file inside the table from top to bottom. So if the database or a program already read what's being saved on that table from top to bottom and it's already at the bottom, and syempre anong susunod pa sa bottom? Wala na, di ba? It only means that the cursor is at the bottom of the table, so it only means that is what you call end of file. So there's no other file at the end of the file. No, wala nang susunod dun, no? Wala nang susunod sa end of the file. So if end of file, ibig sabihin yan, kapag ang database mo or ang program mo ay nasa end of file na at naghahanap siya, iba kasi sa taas, ibig sabihin nito, naghahanap siya ng kapareho na nakatype sa text 1 sa loob ng item name. Ngayon, naghanap na siya from top to bottom. Paghanap niya, nakarating siya sa bottom, nag-end of file siya. Ibig sabihin nun, nakarating siya sa bottom, ano ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin nun, wala siyang nakita. Kasi kung may nakita siya, hindi siya makarating sa bottom. Okay? So, nag-end of file siya, ibig sabihin wala siyang nakita, at true na wala siyang nakita. Then, ano mangyayari? Pwede tayong maglagay ng message box. Sabihin natin, duplicate data has been, I'm sorry, wala siyang nakita, no? So, wala siyang nakita, dapat magsasave siya. Kasi wala siyang kapareho. So, pwede tayong mag-save dito. Okay? So, ang gagawin na natin is with, wala siyang nakita, there's no end of file, wala nakita. So, with rx, pwede tayong mag-save. Kasi wala siyang kapareho eh. Add new dot fields, oops, sorry. So, nakakalito rin ng if statement, no? Item name, then text 1, fields, then UTY. UTY is for the field name quantity that we had on the table. Text 2 dot update and with. Okay. Okay, so with rx, this is pag wala siya nakita, pag nasa end of file siya, ibig sabihin wala siya nakitang kapareho, napupunta siya sa end of file, ibig sabihin pwede tayong mag-save. So set rx to nothing. Ngayon, anong kaibahan ng wala siyang nakita? Ang kabaliktaran, ang kaibahan ng wala siyang nakita, ibig sabihin may nakita siya. So gagamit tayo ng else, kasi may if na tayo eh. So ang una is wala siyang nakita. So ang kabaliktaran ng wala siyang nakita is may nakita siya. Kung may nakita siya, doon tayo maglalagay ng message box na duplicate data has been found. Tapos, and if. Ngayon, para sigurado lang, set Rx natin. Okay? Para sigurado lang. And if, sorry. Actually, even though you don't have the set Rx natin here, you can erase this one just to lessen the codes that you have on this. There you go. So, this is how you are going to filter duplicate data from the Visual Basic side so that hindi na siya masasave or it will not be saved on your MS Access database. Okay? Let's try this. I'm going to run the command. Okay. Let's try it again. So I'm going to delete this and delete this. Okay. And then, for example, let's try to type in, goods. Item name is goods and quantity is 7. On our grocery table, there's no item name goods here. As you can see, I'm going to close this one and I'm going to press save, and this data should be saved on the database. Actually, na-save siya, no? Wala lang tayong confirmation. Okay, let me try to close this one and I'm going to add a confirmation here. I'm going to add a confirmation. Message box. Data has been saved. This is just to confirm that data has been saved. But yes, data was already saved. As you can see here, goods. Right? Let's try to run the program again. Let's try to erase this one. Let's put in jackets. Okay. Then quantity 3. After pressing save, remember there's no jacket on the item name here, as you can see, right? Let's go back to the form. Press save. Data has been saved. Okay. I'm going to open the table here. See that jackets. Okay. How about for the duplicates? Remember we don't have a primary key on the table anymore. So on the MS Access side, there's no way that they can filter duplicate data or duplicate entries. Okay, so let's check if the code that we had on the Visual Basic is enough to filter the duplicates. Okay, let's try this one. Let's try to check what's inside this one. So they had, let's try jeans. Okay, jeans. So we're going to save jeans. Okay, and let's try to put in quantity. For example, 35. Remember, there was already a data or an entry on the item name field, and the entry is jeans, and we're trying to save it again. This is to filter to see if the codes that we have on the Visual Basic is already functioning, or we'll try to filter the duplicate entry. Okay, so once I press the save button here, because we already typed in a message box that if ever there's a duplicate entry, it will say duplicate data has been found, something like that, right? So let's try to press save, and there you go. Data has been found. Duplicate data has been found. We're going to click OK here and check the database. Okay, I'm sorry. See, jeans is still there. There's no other data that has the entry or the item name jeans here. And as you can see, jeans still have the 27 quantity. What we're trying to save earlier is 34. So it only means na hindi siya pumasok. Dun pa lang na filter na siya. Okay? So malinaw ba 'yon? Again, there's two way to filter duplicate data, okay, in MS Access database using Visual Basic 6. I hope may natutunan kayo sa video tutorial na to. At muli, gaya ng lagi ko sinasabi, ang video tutorial na to ay tool lamang para matuto tayo kailangan pa rin natin ng teacher or mentor para mag-guide sa atin. Muli, ako si Jason T. Asuncion. Kita-kita tayo sa next video. Mabuhay and God bless.